Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Tillman with another What Would You Do? Today we're going to do this a little bit differently, and the reason we're going to do that is because I want you to specifically listen to this call for service, and I want you to put yourself in the shoes of a police officer that's going to respond to what we see next. Go ahead and take a listen.
Van Buren,
Phoenix
hurry up.
911, where is your emergency?
Van Buren, hurry up. Van Buren, 7th Avenue. My husband just took my baby. He has a gun. He's loaded. He took the baby. He's trying to kill him. He's shooting fired. He's shooting fired. Man, hurry up. He's trying to shoot. He's going to kill people. He's on 7th Avenue. He's on 7th Avenue, Van Buren. He's shooting guns. He got my son. He stole my son.
So now that we've listened to the call for service, I want you to realize as a police officer, this is all the information you know, and you arrive there and what you see is a scene that's pretty horrendous. You see a male holding a child and he has a gun in his hand and he's also firing that weapon at people as they pass by. What are you gonna do?
From a nearby camera which shows a suspect walking out onto Van Buren Street and shooting his gun while holding the baby as officers were arriving. Officers arrived within a minute of the 911 calls and saw the suspect armed and shooting a gun. He was holding the baby. Officers told the suspect to drop the gun and he refused.
Oh, hey! Drop the gun! Drop the gun, dude! 511 Indian. He has a kid hostage right now. He has a gun. He has made one gunshot already. We need more units. Block off all traffic. Got a black male with a child. Dude, put the kid down, man! Stop!
Two other officers arrived to help.
He's got a gun, man. He's got the kid.
An officer armed with a city-issued rifle shot at the suspect when he saw the suspect point the gun at the baby and others. The view of the officer's camera is obstructed due to the door frame.
3-4, don't second floor unit coming.
They're on the way.
The suspect was injured and officers immediately ran to the baby and the driver of the white vehicle to move them to safety.
Hold on. No! Get the kid! Get the kid! Come here, buddy! Come on, buddy. Come on. I got the kid. Hi, buddy. Hey, buddy. Are you okay? Hi, bud. I know.
All right, so rather than give you guys some options like I've done in some of our last What Would You Do videos, I'm not gonna do that. And I'm sure many of you guys can see why. In this scenario, you really have no other options other than to save that baby's life, primarily because you can see he's in clear danger from the man that's holding this baby with a gun in his hands. And so if I would have said a taser, that's definitely not an option. If I would have said OC spray, that's definitely not an option. If I would have said a baton, that's definitely not an option. The only option that the officers have right now is to take a critical, pivotal shot in order to disarm this subject and prevent him from causing any harm to that child. And so what we actually see in the videos, we see one of the officers that shows up with the rifle in his hand, and it looks like he has a scope on that rifle, and he's able to make the most dangerous shot of his life because it could potentially put that baby in harm's way as well. And so thank God that the officer made a phenomenal shot, was able to disarm that subject. Now, once they disarmed him and he drops to the ground, the baby is still in his hand, and now the officers have to decide what they're going to do. Are they going to slow things down, or are they going to speed it up? Well, you can see that the bravery that the officer had in order to go and speed up and say, you know what, forget it, we're going in there to get this child, was a phenomenal decision. That was a heroic decision because he realized they couldn't wait. Time was not on their side. They didn't know if this guy was still alive or moving, and therefore they made the decision to go and get this baby out of the hands of the suspect. And so not only do I want you guys to look at that, but I also want you to look at something else. Once the officers fire that shot and they remove the child from that suspect's arms, he goes and they take the baby away from the situation, and they immediately go into daddy mode. They immediately go into father mode. They immediately go into human mode and realize that this baby has just experienced a traumatic event and can't even process what's just occurred. And they start to coddle that baby until help is also able to arrive and he's able to reunite that baby with his mother.
Hold on. No! Get the kid! Come here, buddy! Come on, buddy. Come on. I got the kid. Hi, buddy. Hey, buddy. Are you okay? Hi, bud.
Hello.
This is a call, this is a real call that just happened only a week and a half ago in the great state of Arizona in the city of Phoenix. And this is real life, guys. I want you to understand that when I saw this video, not only did I get chills that ran down my spine, but I also got pumped up because I realized the heroism that goes along with this job. And so when we talk about some of the militarized weapons that we have, without that military grade weapon that officer possessed, that rifle with the scope on it, he would have never been able to save that child's life. Without some of the training that those officers had and possessed, they would have never been able to go in there and act as quickly as they did. Now put yourself back in the shoes of the officer. What would you do? Would you have enough courage to take that shot? Would you have enough courage to show up there and not even be able to process things as quickly as you want and be able to make a sound decision that's going to make sure everybody makes it out of the situation safe? At the end of this story, the suspect did pass away, but that baby is safe. And I want you guys to realize that this is a real life scenario. It's not just fiction. This is real life, and it can happen at any day, any time, at any city, no matter where you're at across the United States of America. And so even though I took your options away, I did that for a reason today, because there are certain situations that we go to as police officers where we have no other option. So that's my what would you do for today. There was no options, and this is real life. And I want to send a special shout out to those officers out there in Phoenix, Arizona, because they did a phenomenal job. Thanks again, and God bless.